Hi, I'm Holly Mandel. I am the president and CEO of Emergence.
And hi, I am Sarah Hicks. I am the Director of Sales and Development at Emergence.
Hello. We are here because, well, so many reasons. One being that we run a corporate improv training company, and a lot of people go, "What? You use improv for what? Why would anyone want improv in a company?" And we are here to say, oh, so many reasons why. And so we're going to do a series of these to sort of help everyone understand the myriad of a word I like to use, myriad of benefits that improv brings. Plus, it's one of the most fun training sessions people will have. That's one of the biggest feedbacks we get. Do you say feedbacks?
Oh, I say feedbacks for sure.
One of the biggest feedbacks.
No, it's definitely it's I think it's the most fun and experiential thing training that most people get because a lot of people are doing sit and listen to one person speak. So this is the way that we get to like get up and actually get people involved and get the feeling of the tools that we're teaching rather than seeing them from the outside perspective.
Yeah, because it's very easy to say, listening is important. And everyone in the audience will go, yep. And they would probably say they're good listeners. What is vital is seeing if you are and aren't. It's vital to see what happens if you aren't. What does it do to your team? And then it's really vital to see what changes if everyone in the room becomes an amazing listener. You get to see in the moment, in real time, the changes plus the tools to get everyone there. So it does a lot of stuff all at the same time. And again, it's interactive. And who doesn't need that?
I always love you should be better at public speaking.
Yeah.
Great. I guess
Okay.
I'll read a pamphlet
Yes, I
on it.
should. $3 million also.
And then what we're going to do today is I'm acting as the woman in the field, where I do a little bit of research because I have a podcast addiction, and I've been hearing a lot of podcasts about people looking for the exact things that we teach. They just don't know that they're looking for what we do.
Yeah. That's
So we were talking about the other day. We were like, it's kind of like if people are like, I just wish that I had a diet that, just was really good for you and that has been proven effective. And you're like, oh, well, there's a Mediterranean diet. It's already here. You just have to do this thing.
yeah.
When people are looking for, they're like, I just really wish that I could XYZ, communicate better, make friends, present, feel
More
less
confidence.
anxious,
Have more confidence.
have more confidence if I had all of these things, not freak out when something new happens. We're like,
Our
oh,
teams work better together. Like we know that we could do better. There's clicks or there's just a new group and an old group. But yeah, we all know that these are great things, but how on earth do we do it?
yeah. And we're like, we we know how. We've got this whole thing because what magically makes improvisers really good at improvising makes people really good at all of the things that we just said.
We're both here in New York City. I'm in the sun. It
I'm
started on
sun adjacent.
sun adjacent. I'm directly in the sun, but I'm not gonna. And we travel anywhere to do corporate workshops. We've been around for oh, did I do the math right? 14 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we both started as improvisers. Then we were like, let's like share the love. Let's share the wealth. Let's share improv with people who may never take an improv class, which is usually people in business are like, not my thing.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll toot Holly's horn for her. She was out at the Groundlings in LA. So she taught a lot of improv out there with very big people. I come from a Broadway background, so I fell in love with improv because it gave me a myriad of new choices that I could start doing as a performer. And then I just got really into it and then listened to a lot of podcasts, and now we love sharing them.
The thing that I would love to talk about in the book talk is this piece where she is explaining the value of building relationships and having real conversations with, especially in this book, it feels like it's connected to getting a promotion, advocating for yourself, maybe it's getting a job, but this specifically was about promoting yourself. And we know there's certain personality types. It seems like a lot of women suffer from this, which is we have trouble asking for things. We feel what's the syndrome? The
Imposter syndrome.
imposter syndrome, and we just feel braggadocious in a bad way if we toot our horn, as Sarah said earlier. So one of the things she suggested is, instead of going in for your year review and making the pitch then for the things that you've been doing over the year and asking for a raise, it's just the most stressful time. Nobody likes those year-end reviews. She had a great suggestion, which was have these little mini interactions with the person who is in charge of giving you a raise, and build a relationship with them. And we have seen over and over again that people leave our workshops with a lot more confidence to network, to have to see where a conversation goes. You don't have to manufacture this huge thing and know exactly what you're going to say like it's scripted. You literally stay curious and you practice yes and, which is what we learn. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's something that, as I was kind of talking about before, it's something that as improvisers we learn really on in our improv training of how can you build, we just build a little bit at a time. Like how can you build with each other? What can you use to communicate? And we've developed a bunch of different hacks that can get you that to that point that quickly and that comfortably,
Yeah.
and building those connections, whether it's making eye contact with someone, whether it's as you were saying earlier, like those listening skills, like really use the last thing that the person said right before you just started speaking. There's all of these simple tools that we put together that help those little communications build connection with one another and make you trust each other, and that's something that's so important too.
Yeah, no, exactly. When we run a session, which runs anywhere from an hour to like 3 hours, we feel that when we do these exercises around yes and, especially, I think there's a lot of ahas that tend to happen. Sarah and I don't tend to do workshops in the same room, but I feel like you would say the same thing, that people are realizing that they're not using what the person is giving them as much. They're not connecting with the other person as much. It sort of feels like we're two islands and kind of pretending to talk to each other, versus we are the same thing and having a conversation, one conversation together. And I think it gives people confidence in their ability to walk up to anyone and have a lively, interesting conversation. But you have to practice that. No, you're not going to practice that at work. You have too much work to do. So these are the opportunities we have to really unpack the best ways to build connection with each other.
Yeah, and I would say too, I think a lot of times as adults, practicing that stuff, the stakes are too high, right? Like if you have a bad interaction, a lot of people believe that that is going to be weighing them down, that person is going to be, go, I talked to Joe one time. Never talk to him again, which one doesn't happen. And two, when you are able to practice and use these tools, you get to do it in a place where the stakes are nothing. Because the way that we teach these sessions, we're not going to talk about the things that you have to talk about at work. We don't know your spreadsheets. We don't know your new product line. We give you things that are outside of the box that you have to then think of, and then eventually you can plug your own information in. But what a better way to do it than like not having to do it with like whatever $1 million thing is happening in your company right now.
That's not the time to experiment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
we're a big fan of the book. We're a big fan of Mel Robbins and all the people she has on her podcast, because we always feel like, whether it's Sarah texting me or us, on the phone going, oh my God, did you hear this new book? It's the hot book and it's talking about what we're doing. But what we get so excited about is we know how. Our expertise really is translating improv, not for you to become an amazing improviser, although you could if you want to. It's using improv and translating it so that everyone has this experience where you understand how you can actually become a person who does those things naturally.
Yeah, and you get to do it with your entire team at the same time. So that's the beauty of it too. You get to have this experience, everyone gets to have this experience, and now you have a new language that you can communicate with. Now you have a new way of being with each other and knowing what is going to lift people up rather than pull people down. And that's what everybody wants. Nobody wants, she even says it in this podcast. Nobody wants to go into any communication miserable
No,
or
no.
looking for a fight. People want to go in with a positive outcome.
Yeah.
So it's how can you look for that together instead of going at it combatively?
The point of what Sarah and I are doing is so that we can help people who don't maybe understand why would there be a corporate improv company, and what benefit could they possibly bring my company? You know, paintball or improv, okay, maybe, but it's way more than that. And one of our favorite things to say is serious training doesn't have to be serious. We can deliver very important skills in a way that feels where the bar's low, everyone has a great time, but they leave and they have access to something completely different, which is very valuable.
Yeah. My one of my quotes that I wrote down in my legal pad is I think Mel asked her at the end of the podcast, what is the best piece of advice that you could give to anyone that wants to thrive at work? And she said, don't aim for perfection, aim for connection.
That's like your phrase too, by the way.
That's what I want to put on a pillow is connection over perfection. In my opinion, the robots are already perfection and they're coming for us.
They're
But
here.
they're here, but we need the connection happens first because once you're connected, if anything goes amiss, it doesn't matter. Like you've brought your connection with someone so that if you don't speak perfectly when you're asked a question, or if you have forgotten one tiny little fact, it's not going to ruin the whole thing because you're already connected and you already have trust with one another. So if you go in focusing on perfection, you're going to fail. If you go in focusing on connection, then you're going to be connected.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So if this interests you or you have questions, we're here. The robots will lead you to us.
Yes.
Yes. So reach out and we'll answer your questions. Thank you for listening.